Mute that. There we go. I think we're just good to go. All right. Go. What's up, guys? What's up, Cyclone and Giovanni Ortiz? How's everyone doing? See the first couple people starting to file in here. We have Nindies at noon my time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So in about 13 minutes, we should be good. So 13 minutes. You can see I got the time right on the front there for you guys, so it's easy to see. And we're going to be using. Oh, in math class. Oh, geez. Well, make sure you pay attention to your teacher. I'm gonna have a full recap of this. So if you miss it, don't worry. I'll cover everything. We'll cover everything in full. So how's everyone doing? How's it sound? Sound okay? We can play around with the sound when it starts too. But I have the Nintendo Direct at full just to make sure everyone can hear it really well. You're watching in language arts. Oh, jeez. I didn't like language arts that much. I wasn't as good as English. I was better at math than English, so we'll see. Watch it from the gym. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's good. Honestly, if you're on a treadmill right now, like I usually watch YouTube when I'm on the treadmill. This would be actually really cool to have, honestly, on the treadmill, just to watch this. Oh, good. Sounds good. Very good. Very good. No echoing this time. I got it. Oh, cool. First time we watched the live stream Nintendo Direct. Very good. Yeah, this is Nindies. Hollow Knight, we already know. They let us know earlier today. Hollow Knight will not be here, but they're going to give us more information this week. So that'll also be... I'll cover that as well. Don't worry, guys. But this entire Nindies thing I'll cover. So if you miss it, I will take care of that for you guys. Don't worry. Nick R with the $1 in Super Chat. Thank you, Nick R. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Always appreciated. There you are. Boom. I started, I think I got the alerts working now, so should pop up there. We don't know how long this will be. That's the weird thing. Usually they tell us, right? They're like, tune in for, 20 minutes of this or 15 minutes of that. No, nothing about that. Available now, guess. That's a good question. Pocket Rumble. I mean, that's one that should be ready soon, but who knows? Lars donated $1.60 here. Good luck with the stream. Thank you, Lars. I appreciate it. I think you actually put that in the what is that, Streamlabs one, which is technically better than Super Chat. I didn't realize this. People told me, but I didn't realize this. That Google takes like 40% of the Super Chat. I was like, I wonder if people actually know that. Like, I wonder if does Google tell you guys that they take like a lot of that? Because it seems like they should tell you that when you go to donate. I don't know. Google's weird. Do you think there will be a Nintendo Direct for the Switch Online service? Yes, I think they have to do that because I think it's going to be a lot to explain. Although I've been thinking more and more about it, and I think it's going to take up quite a bit of time to describe what's to it because they have to describe, is there going to be voice chat, is there going to be rooms, is there going to be a new friend system, what's happening? So yeah, I really like indie games as well, just because they're very creative. Not every indie game is a home run, but they take risks, and that's how we get stuff like that's how we get things like, think about like something like Stardew Valley. That would have never come out of a AAA game. That game is outstanding. Golf Story never would have come out of a AAA game, or a AAA studio. But they'll take the chance. Golf Story, I think, was maybe like 2 people or something like that. So. Does the X2... The X2 would be actually a bigger improvement than a lot of people realize. Not technically by CUDA core count, but by, in this case, bandwidth. I think a lot of games that have to drop to those really low resolutions, like, think of ones that, like, we heard in Naruto's like 540p in handheld. Stuff like that would probably have an increase, so... That's what I mean. Like Zelda, with that kind of bandwidth, would probably stay closer to the roof than dropping. So... Fortnite. Now, see, I don't think Fortnite's considered indie. I think that's an E3. I think that's going to be an E3 thing, to be honest. I don't think that's going to be something that's shown here. And really, it shouldn't be, because that would overshadow a lot of the indie stuff. Indies should get their own showcase like this, and I like what Nintendo does with it, because no other company seems to showcase the indies like Nintendo does. So they've done a good job with this so far. I like the overheating one on the Switch. That was fun, and yeah, I'll be doing more hardware tests. Don't worry. Mark with the $5 said, "Hey John, loving the new live stream setup." Oh, thanks. Evan actually designed this. Been a long time Spawnhammer fan, but have been a bit busy, so not sure how the new setup is. Oh, okay. Keep up the awesome journalism. Thank you. Evan actually made this entire thing, so he's very good with art and everything. So I guess if you need a layout, commission Evan. I guess he's on Twitter. Kimmerik's project. He's very good with this stuff. He actually designed it to the point where it has everything. Like, he helped me do everything. So I'm very artistically challenged. I'll say that. I'm not a very artsy person, but Evan is very good with it. Travis Strikes Again. I think that has been transferred to normal events, normal directs. Although he said that there would be a lot of Suda51 said there'd be a lot of indie games as a part of it. Maybe he reveals one here, right? Maybe that's what they'll do. Arena of Valor, I guess that's from Tencent, which is a massive company, like you're saying. I don't know if that would fit in with the other indie games. I mean, I could be wrong, but I could be wrong. That's true. Microsoft did help the people at Cuphead, which was great. That's why Cuphead is forever a Microsoft thing, because they actually took a chance on them. Joker for life, with $1. Thank you in the super chat. Thank you, appreciate it. Hollow Knight will not be here now. The devs said that on Twitter, but they will give us an update later on this week on Twitter. That's fine. Morphe's Law, absolutely, that needs to be here. The Switch can use more shooters, and I think Morphe's Law is at least an interesting enough idea, right? Last minute that's tough. Undertale, maybe Undertale gets a release date for this summer. But I'm trying to think of any surprises, because that's the thing about indie games. There's so many. It's hard to really say what is going to show up here. Like, there's a chance some people just get introduced to an indie game today, just because Nintendo decides to showcase it, you know? Like one that we never knew about. Hotline Miami, yeah, that Hotline Miami 2 absolutely. Yes, Dust and Elysian Tale. I talked about that on Spawncast. I would love to see Dust go to this, because if you don't know about Dust and Elysian Tale is an awesome game, and I think that really deserves a spotlight. I'm really hoping it's here. Five Nights at Freddy's. Ooh, that is a good question. Joke for life with another $1 in super chat. Thank you. Man, Dead Cells, I think might get a release date here. Hey, for your 100K sub, will you be doing your video on the couch? I've thought about that. People have said that. The couch is actually in storage right now. It's from Aaron, the Stormtrooper. Thank you. That's interesting. I've heard people ask that. It's in storage right now, but I could technically get it out for that. But now that down here is all set up differently, so it'd be interesting to try that. I already played Firewatch, but maybe more people. That's a good point. Firewatch could show up here. See, that's the thing where we're just talking about indie games, but it could be like any of them. What would be your dream indie port on Switch? That's a good question. Dream indie port? I mean, they already pulled Undertale. I liked Undertale a lot. I guess right this second, from what I have off the top of my head, I guess Dust would be my dream one right now, but I have to go back and really look at a lot of indie games that could make the move. Because I know Cuphead is considered an indie game, although it's kind of going mainstream now. And before that, I would have said Stardew Valley, but that made the jump as well. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. People are saying they're going to introduce like Shovel Knight on Hollow Knight's not going to be here. They already told us. It's smart. They told us ahead of time, though. I'll be fair, you know. So I get that. Why they would tell us that ahead of time at this point. This is from JJ Jace. Hey bro, watching you all the way from Switzerland. Wow, interesting. Keep up the good work. That's pretty cool. I don't travel much. If I did, I would go to all kinds of places. I really want to go to Japan someday just to see. I think it'd be interesting. And after what Logan Paul did to him, I gotta at least introduce some class from the U.S. there. So, Yang Wang donated $1.99. The headphone looks comfortable. This is actually a SteelSeries one. It's RGB, so they let you change it to whatever color you want. So I just changed it to purple, but it was on sale at Walmart for like $40, so I picked it up. Much better than my old one that I used, to be honest. Adam Mahanchek with $25. No message though. Adam, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. 25 in the super chat. That was very kind of you. Really appreciate it. Spawnwave, do you let up? Thank you though, Adam. I really do appreciate it. It does all help out. Nix Lyco says, Spawnwave, do you think Nintendo will ever release a Xenoblade Chronicles HD remake for the Switch? Oh, a shout out, Nix Lycos. I appreciate it. It's a shout out. But I would like to see that, because I think the history of that game with what GameStop did with it, I think caused a lot of people to miss out on it. And that would be really cool to just show up on the Switch, give it a nice HD remake. It's from the Wii, so it would run beautifully on the Switch, probably in 1080p. And I would love to see that. That would be outstanding. Seriously, that'd be amazing to see that. I hope they do that. Now I'm gonna be disappointed if they never do it. Celeste DLC or any indie DLC? Indie DLC. It doesn't. I think Shovel Knight still needs some DLC to show up. I don't know if Celeste will already have DLC. People would probably be annoyed about that unless it's free. If it's free, that'd be cool. Celeste, I really got a lot, I think, out of the Switch. So, T.T, love your stuff, Small Wave. Thank you, I appreciate it. Super Hot. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Super Hot, I think, is a better VR game. To be honest, but Joker for Life, another $1, thank you. Do you think Ori and the Blind Forest and a sequel will come to Switch? I think that's a Microsoft indie game at this point. I think. I would like to see it, though. It's a good game. It's a great game. It is. I want to see an RTS like Age of Empires, or Command and Conquer. You know, they could do that with the pointer on the Switch. I think they could make that work. At this point, or maybe it just gets mouse support. We've seen that the Switch can at least take a keyboard. So how cool would that be if they were like, the Switch has mouse and keyboard support now, and here's Age of Empires or Command and Conquer. That would be crazy. Or like StarCraft or something. Tragic Toast donated $1.99. Love your new videos. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will keep it up. Switchcraft, the $2 saying Spawn Wave, part of a well-balanced breakfast. We are less than 2 minutes out here, guys. Less than 2 minutes. Is that Attack on Titan 2? I don't know if it's split screen. I would have to check. See, Command and Conquer devs are releasing 8-bit armies on the Switch. Very cool. Very cool. I'll look into that one. There's so many games coming to the Switch when it comes to indie stuff. So if you're an indie fan and you don't have a Switch, I don't know what you're doing, because that's like the place to be for indie games right now, with Steam being so cluttered. Hey, I watched you every day with my coffee. You're great. You think we'll see Pocket Rumble today or not? I want to say we will, and I feel like we have to, because that game was supposed to release on launch day, like or launch month, I should say, not launch day, but it was supposed to be March of last year. We're now officially a year delayed, so I think it's still in early access on the PC though. So, Visit Japan. Been there twice. It's beautiful. I will go to Japan someday. It's an expensive trip, I know that, but I will go there someday. It'll happen. So I feel like Pocket Rumble has to be here. Just a release date, you know? Give us a release date of like April, you know, somewhere in there. Like Golf Story got a release date, and then like 2 weeks later it was out. So I think that's something they could. I think they could do that. Don't you think that some indies get more love than AAA games? I do, because indie games show more creativity, for one thing, and they, in this case, are cheaper, right? So it's a little more approachable. Like, it's like a $15 game compared to a $6 game with microtransactions. A little more approachable, I think. And people like the underdog story, right? They like to hear about, like, we heard about the Pixel Castle developers of Blossom Tales were kind of safe. Oh. Here we go.
Hey folks, Damon Baker of the Publisher and Developer Relations team here at Nintendo of America. It's hard to believe that it was only a year ago that I was out here telling you all about the amazing games we had lined up for the launch of Nintendo Switch.
All right.
Now I won't get all wistful on you, but I do want to thank all of our Nindies, the content partners who made this last year one to remember. What started as a community has grown into a family, supported by the shared passion between independent developers, their games, and the fans who have embraced them. And I'm happy to say that the family continues to grow in 2018 and beyond. So, without further ado, let's kick things off with the latest addition to the fam. This one might creep up on you.
Can you guys hear the video okay? I might be a little lower. I can make myself louder if I need to, though. Cool, that sounds good. Mark of the Ninja, that's a great game. If you haven't played Mark of the Ninja,
critically acclaimed stealth platformers,
I have that on Steam.
Slicker than ever. Mark of the Ninja Remastered will show you what it truly means to be a ninja.
That's a good game to get.
Don't let this modern classic sneak by when it launches on Nintendo Switch this fall.
Cool. Yeah, pick that one up. That's worth it. I have it on Steam and I've played it, and I really like that game.
And speaking of sneaking in, I should probably introduce the crazy uncle of our department and the head of indie relations, Kirk Scott. So why don't you tell him a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, Damon. Well, I enjoy candlelight lunches, short walks on the beach, and amazing independent games.
That's enough. Let's just get to the next game.
In a world where fantasy meets martial arts, anything can become a weapon.
That's
and in Sterling Games' new fighting game, Fantasy Strike, this rule applies to the wind.
See, this is one I haven't played.
Ghosts, gambling, paint, even time itself. Whether you face the fight alone, in local multiplayer, or online, you can enjoy the nuanced mechanics of a deep fighter with simple combos and easy-to-perform special moves, shifting the focus from memorization to pure strategy.
I haven't played this
Pass
one.
a single Joy-Con controller and duke it out anywhere when Fantasy Strike comes to Nintendo
Summer
Switch
2018.
this summer.
Okay, cool.
Ever heard of a musical bullet hell game? Neither have we. And that's why we're crazy about Berserk Studios' Just Shapes and Beats. A kinetic frenzy of
another one I
deadly
haven't played.
shapes set to rad beats from more than 20 chiptune artists. You can face the music solo or with up to 3 friends in local or online co-op. And this just in, there's also a full story mode you can take on alone or with your friends.
What's it? It's like a
Just
rhythm.
Shapes and Beats launches first on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Oh wow! So it's first on the Switch and then it'll go other places. That's
Nice.
interesting.
Well, this next game will get your heart beating in a different way. Tiny Build Games is lifting the door on Garage, a top-down shooter inspired by the gloriously gory VHS era of B-movies.
What?
I'm talking stuff we can't even show you in this video. As you solve the mystery of a gritty underworld, you'll slay hordes of living
Tiny
dead
Build has
and
some weird
tentatively
games.
living mutants. Along the way, you'll collect new weapons that can hopefully keep you alive long enough to see the light. Play Garage first on Nintendo Switch when it launches like a rocket this spring.
See, these are all games I've never like.
You know,
Garage.
that looks
Interesting.
exactly like my garage. It could use a pool table though.
Luckily, I've got just the thing. Adult Swim Games and Wreckham have
Oh,
joined
nice.
creative forces to bring us a world where
Adult Swim
everything from
games.
jungles
They make
to
some weird
deserts
games, too.
to cities is one giant cartoon game of pool. Of course, sinking the 8-ball is the ultimate goal, but how will you fare as a clueless cue ball, fending off quirky characters like biker balls, ballerina balls, and more? Man, it's weird and crazy in a really, really fun way.
This is weird.
There are more than 100 levels to conquer and local multiplayer for up to 4 players.
So
Be
weird.
there when it launches
Full panic.
first as a system exclusive for the Nintendo
That's the
Switch
creativity I
later
talk
this
about
year.
with indie games. With some
If
of
you're
the proven
like me,
indie devs.
you like your chicken served up nitrate-free and your bomb chicken served up by the good people at Nitrome. They describe this beauty as a chicken platformer, combining action, puzzles, and arcade goodness into one explosively fun game.
And they give them
Lay
yeah, they
bombs
could.
to escape tricky situations, lay stacks to reach up high,
Nintendo
and start
could
a
let
fire to
one
discover
of these
secret
developers borrow
areas,
somebody,
or,
or at
just
least
to watch the world
like
burn.
costumes or something.
Only you can discover the secret behind fast food giant BFC's signature blue hot sauce when Bomb Chicken launches first on Nintendo Switch this summer.
What is it, man? They're going through these quick,
I am
aren't
extremely pumped to announce Luminous Remastered, an
That's a
HD
good
remake
one.
of the critically acclaimed
That's a cool
puzzle
game.
game from Enhanced
I
Games,
played that on the PSP.
led by Res visionary Tetsuya Mizuguchi.
they? That's a cool game.
A bombastic harmony of light,
Yeah.
sound, and intense puzzle action make this game as unforgettable to play alone as it is with a friend in local multiplayer.
That's cool.
Dig on them techno beats, which are being
anyone else play it on the
carefully designed
PSP?
to work with the HD Rumble feature to highlight not only the beats of the music, but the actions you take during gameplay. Luminous Remastered drops into the Nintendo eShop this spring.
In Reigns, Kings and Queens from Nereal and Devolver Digital, you're a monarch of
Devolver
the modern
Digital,
age.
yeah. They said they'd
That
be
means
here.
you faced a seemingly never-ending series of requests from peasants, allies, and enemies. Your word may be law, but what happens when your choices threaten the balance between influential factions? Your only option is to outwit and outlast those who would seek to overthrow you and your family in this compilation of Reigns and Reigns Her Majesty. For the first time, you can enjoy local co-op decision-making exclusively on Nintendo Switch when Reigns, Kings and Queens rises to power this spring.
That's cool. Devolver Digital said they'd be here.
What is that thing? It seems to react to the boy's presence. The boy should be cautious.
Whoa. This is interesting. Zuma with the $1.40. Thank you. Lightfall. I don't think I played that one. Interesting.
The platforming adventure Lightfall
There we go, okay.
will take you to the forgotten world of Numbra, where you'll uncover your mysterious past and hopefully save its inhabitants from imminent threat. Master your surroundings by manipulating the Shadow Core, a magical box used to propel yourself into the air and forge your own path.
I haven't played. Has anyone played? Is this?
Bishop Games was kind enough to let us reveal a world debut.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
Speedrun mode, which allows you to race against your friends or even the fastest players in the world. Develop your skills and see how high you can place on the online
speedrunner game. It's kind of like Celeste, I guess, to a degree.
Lightfall releases first on Nintendo Switch this spring.
Okay, partner, giddy up, because I'm right behind you with another great game. West of Loathing from Asymmetric. There's nothing quite like a slapstick comedy, stick figure, Wild West RPG adventure, am I right?
A Wild West
As you
RPG
explore
adventure
the sprawling open world
figures?
as one of 3 character classes, you'll wrestle up a heap of danger, quests, and puzzles, not to mention jokes, goofs, gags, and mysteries to solve too. And if you feel like it, there's optional turn-based combat, more than 50 hats to collect, and liberal use of Oxford commas.
What?
Laugh yourself to tears this spring when West of Loathing launches as a system exclusive on Nintendo
Zuma,
Switch.
Wabara with another $1.40. Thank
Huda
you.
is a
Appreciate
co-op
it.
exploration puzzle game
cool.
from Henchman and Goon. It's about 2 unlikely travel companions
Red Dead 2
going on
looks
an
good.
adventure within a mysterious mountain. Through their unique individual talents, they reveal a magical world within the mountain by working together.
Huda is inspired by Norwegian art and culture, resulting in a stunning story environment. The game works well as a single player also, but it's nice to soak in the relaxing atmosphere with a friend or family member by playing with the 2 Joy-Con controllers included in a single system.
Piece together
chat,
the
wasn't that
secret
good?
history of the
We got a
mountain
good chat here,
when
man.
Huda launches on Nintendo
People
Switch
here
this
are
spring.
pretty cool in the chat. They're like
So
conversating.
some of you
This is
may
a
have
good
been
spot.
following a little game called The Messenger. And last you saw,
Oh,
Sabotage
yeah.
hinted that there may be more to this
covered this on
platform than
Newswave.
old school 8-bit goodness. Well, The
Yep.
Messenger hinges on an amazing feature.
Remember, it switches
the
to
ability
16-bit.
to transform from an 8-bit platformer into a
game
gloriously
looks
rendered
awesome.
16-bit time-traveling adventure.
When is this game
Journey
coming?
through this cursed land as a young ninja on a mission to deliver
This
a
game
scroll
looks sweet.
paramount to his clan's survival. On your quest, you'll find upgrades, new abilities, hidden levels, and a plethora of great speedrunning opportunities when The Messenger comes to Nintendo Switch this summer.
Summer, nice. Yeah, I'm getting that game right away. That game looks killer.
The developers at Plausible Concept and publisher Raw Fury are
Jeffrey
about to pitch you against a Viking
McDowell,
horde.
$2 in the super
So
chat.
arm
Thank
your
you,
troops,
I appreciate it.
Shore up your defenses, protect your citizens, inspire their loyalty, and you may live to see peace again.
Interesting.
In this real-time tactics roguelike game, each commander you lose is gone forever. Lose everything, and it's game over. See for yourself when Bad North launches first on
Dude,
Nintendo
The Messenger
Switch
is
this
this summer. That's awesome. I'm excited for that.
All right, Damon, it's finally time for our last announcement of the day.
Last announcement.
And it is with great pleasure that I confirm that Banner Saga 3 is headed to
Whoa,
Nintendo Switch.
that's a good one.
As the epic conclusion to Stoic's award-winning
That's
trilogy
a good
of
one to
mature,
get.
story-driven role-playing games, players will need to brace themselves for more tough battles, difficult
That's a good
choices,
pickup.
and tragic losses.
That's from
When Banner
12
Saga
Abbott.
3
12
releases
Abbott
this
donated
summer on
$20.
Nintendo
Thank you.
Switch.
Love Newswave. Question that I love to see your opinion on. Do you
What
think
if you haven't
Sony is in
played the
trouble?
first two games
Microsoft now has
before?
better hardware. Nintendo has better
I
software.
can also
exclusive
confirm
indies,
that Banner
and
Saga
Sony get
1 and
by
2
being a
are
jack
coming
of all
soon to
trades.
Nintendo
I'll answer that in a
Switch.
second. I just want to see.
And your personal story, progress, and choices from the first 2 games will also carry over.
Wow, so they have
So
Banner
think
Saga.
strategically, otherwise
Wow.
you may be mourning a favorite character forever.
Wow, so they have.
Well, folks,
They have
that's a
all the
wrap.
Banner Sagas
From
coming?
all of us at Nintendo, we'd like to thank our Nindies
was quick,
partners
though.
for continuing to
was
support the
quick.
growing library of
But they
amazing
showed a lot.
third-party games
It was like back to back to
on
back to
Nintendo
back.
Switch.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
That was quick though. Messenger, yep. I'm in for Messenger. Absolutely. I think Sony is okay because seeing Luminous makes me wish there was new media. Oh, wow, geez, popping out the Meteos. I played Luminous on the PSP quite a bit actually. I liked it. Okay, so there's that. I liked in this case I like Luminous a lot on the PSP. The question we received in the donation was, do I think Sony is in trouble? No, actually, I think Sony is still in the driver's seat because they have the largest install base. This E3, I think, falls on Microsoft to bring reasons to buy the Xbox One X, and I think they need a new Halo. That's a big thing. I know Forza's out there. Forza's coming. But Fable, they need some stuff. They have some partnership or something going on with Sega. But Sony, I think, is in the driver's seat, despite them still probably showing Spider-Man for the third time. Spider-Man's a big game, and I'm in on that. But Ghost of Tsushima, and then anything else they have set up. We already know Last of Us 2 is next year, probably. We know, in this case, Days Gone is next year. So they'll probably show those still, but they need some stuff for this holiday. I know Spider-Man's going to be the big one. God of War will be out before E3, but that'll still be a big game to have out in April. But they just won the MPDs in February because of Monster Hunter, so I don't think they're in trouble. I think they're going to keep pushing ahead. They'll be at 80 million by E3, no problem. So, yeah, it was short, but it was like one after the other, right? Like, once they started rifling through them, they could have spent like 3 minutes on each indie game, and it would have been like half an hour. But instead, they went right through it so quick. So, yeah, we'll see more as we go along. But we'll know more about Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight wasn't here. They're going to tell us more about that. Pocket Rumble still missing in action. I don't know what happened to them. Who knows? Maybe I'll try to talk to them at some point and see if they can give us something, some kind of update, you know? Which allows people to game more, so they are looking for more games. That's why Indie is doing so well. Yeah, Indies are doing well on the Switch because it has that handheld aspect, and honestly, it makes sense because Indies can now become a handheld game, and what's cool is Indies help to fill in any gaps in the release windows, and that's, I think, something that Nintendo was missing last generation. So instead of just get a couple games, they have pretty much opened the doors to crossplay with Microsoft and PC, and open the doors for indie games to start showing up. But it seems like they're screening indie games, right? They're not letting every single one on there like Steam does. Steam lets like 20-something games a day on there. Fortnite wasn't going to be here. Fortnite's it would be an E3 announcement. Fortnite's not an indie game. That's far from an indie game at this point. E3 better, yeah. I think E3 does need Pokemon info, Smash gameplay, and info about online. I still think online is going to get its own direct, and it might be after E3. Like, they might say join us next week for an in-depth look at the online. Otherwise, that's all they're going to talk about at E3. They could talk about it in the Treehouse, I guess, though. Like, that's something they could do in the Treehouse, right? Flipping Death. Yeah, I don't know where Flipping Death was. I thought that would be there, too. You're right. Terraria, yeah. I don't know. I thought that would have been there too. You're right. Hollow Knight already said, guys, that it would be they would reveal details later this week. So we'll probably hear from them Thursday or Friday, to be honest. I don't know. Smash or Fortnite or not. So Fortnite is far from an indie game at this point. It's one of the biggest games online currently. So that I would even consider that more of a AAA game. Company behind it's Epic, you know, so not even close. I think, yeah, Morphe's Law. What happened to that game? What happened? No Shakedown Hawaii, no Pocket Rumble. They missed a lot of stuff here, I will say that. But it might just not been ready. And there could be another Nindies. Who knows? They could do another Nindies at some point. Yeah, Wargroove not there. There's a lot of stuff that just isn't ready, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, they showed a lot of new announcements. You're right. Nothing like that we already... It would have to... I think if it was going to be here, it would be out in the spring, right? They did some summer stuff. But, and then some fall stuff, but nothing really else. Oh, Super Chris with the $10 super chat. Just happy to support. I appreciate it, Super Chris. That helps. Every dollar helps. It goes towards making the channel bigger and better as we go along. So thank you. I do appreciate it. What happened to Terraria? Yeah, I don't know what happened to Terraria, man. It's weird. The Messenger, though, pick that one up. The Messenger looks awesome. I'm going to be covering that, definitely. I really like the look of that game. I was kind of a Ninja Gaiden guy, though, back in the day. Ninja Gaiden on the NES. But then, of course, Ninja Gaiden Black. I like Ninja Gaiden Black on the X. I actually still play that because it's backwards compatible, and it's on Game Pass. So I'm actually a big fan of that. And then somebody sent me a message. I think we have think we have Tiny Build, right? Tiny Build's coming, I think, right? Am I right about that? Tiny Build's soon. Tiny Build is soon. 12:30. Is that on Twitch as well? We could watch that if you guys want to as well. Have a little intermission here. And then jump into that. See what Tiny Build has. Let me pull that up. They're on Twitch, right? They're going to do this on Twitch? I'll have to search on for Tiny Build on Twitch. Let's see. Tiny Build. Hello Switch 2. Advertisement. I have it muted. I might have to fix the window though. Maybe. I think I have to fix the window, yeah. Keep up the good work. Sabi waiting for Wargroove. I know, right? Thanks, Gillid, Avedon. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be waiting for Wargroove too, man. I'd like to see it. Let me fix this little box here if you guys don't mind. Let's do that. You have time though. That's good, right? Cool. They have a little sound going on here. If you guys want to listen to it, it's a little background music. I could turn it back up. Turn that down a bit. Does that sound okay in like background music right now and you can still hear me? A little countdown going here at least. That makes it easy on us. Yeah, it's the early 2018's been kind of weak for Nintendo, but I think that was going to happen. I mean, we see it a lot. Like, late last year was kind of weak for Sony. I mean, it's hard to have games come out constantly for one company. That's why I say make sure you are into another system as well. Just because, like, the early 2018's been good for, like, Sony, right? They're getting God of War's next month. That looks good. The gameplay looks like what I've wanted from God of War for a while. Fantasy Strike looks cool. I'm really happy with this direct. Very good. Yeah, if you're, again, thanks Ivy182. If you are an indie fan, this has been good so far. And we're going to get more here. This is from Tiny Build. I'm curious what their plan is for this, but I guess we'll find out. Messenger looks cool. Messenger does look cool. I covered that in a Newswave, and I was pretty excited for it. Well, Sea of Thieves is out today. I'm going to be playing that after this probably for a bit. Oh, I still need to finish downloading it. I have Game Pass, so I took that to buy it. I just had already subscribed to it. So you have we have I think the fall is where Nintendo's gonna be focusing all their development. Probably from August on. I think August will be Yoshi. I think September is gonna be Smash. I think October is Fire Emblem. I think November is Pokemon. I don't know if they'll have a December release this year. They barely had one, this past year because Xenoblade was a December 1st release. So it's not like that was that was like dead middle of December. It was like right at the beginning. So that's kind of what I think my lineup is for this fall for Nintendo. Yeah, a lot of Nintendo. Leo Aguilar, good point. A lot of Nintendo exclusive. You're right, for indies, it's a good sign. It seems like Nintendo is way more interested in indie games now than ever, and I think it's just because of the success they've had on their platform. And honestly, it's an easy way to kind of fill in those gaps between big releases, is harness indie. They want to be there, so we'll see. WW 2K19 in December. Oh, man. They just released a patch, and it still doesn't work. I spent $60 on that game, too. How sad is that? Sean bought it too, so it wasn't just me. Although he might have bought it digitally as well, because Walmart had that sucker marked down to $40, $41 day one. It's marked down to $30 now in Walmart, and it's still too much. What is going on? Oh wow, just doing some stuff, I guess, right now. Okay. How are you doing? I'm doing good, CK2 Gaming. This is for Tiny Build. Looks like they're just showing just some preview stuff right now. I guess if you're at like the movies and you see previews, it's kind of like this. I think Smash is getting delayed till 2019. No, I think Smash is 2018.
I've seen PewDiePie play this.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! 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 Yes! Jesus Christ! I am boned! Ah!
I'm muting that because these are just YouTubers just screaming. These are just YouTubers overreacting, so I'm just gonna mute that for now. Good luck on getting to 100K, dude. Thank you. It's coming up. It's coming up. So I'm excited about that. He did buy it digitally, yeah. He got kind of ripped off like me. But someone had to do it, man. Someone had to take the bullet, you know? This is Tiny Build it looks like showing off Hello Neighbor right now. So, because that's coming to Switch, but they're showing off YouTubers playing Hello Neighbor. But they're getting ready for that. That's 10 minutes for their Switch thing. Whatever happened to Flipping Death? I don't know. They haven't showed anything about Flipping Death. It's weird, because they talked about it a lot. I haven't really... Maybe a live stream for 100K? Yeah, that's what we're waiting on now. 9 minutes, so... We'll see what they have. Just pay him so he'll go away. Sean's not going away. He really wanted that game to be good, too. Leo, we'll probably do like a live stream, I'm thinking. But Sonic Mania update, I think that should be free for early adopters. I like the update. I like the physical copy though. I don't know what happened to that 512 gigabyte micro SD card. I think it got delayed, the real one. I can change the title. What's it, just Tiny Build? Switch. I changed the title. Tiny Build Switch Showcase Spring 2018. I'm just gonna make it 2018. There. I'm not changing the thumbnail. YouTube is my job at this point, yes. YouTube is my job. Don't have another job now. YouTube is my job. Oh, they're just still showing more stuff. Okay. Evan and I played this game. This game was good. It's on Switch, but it's a good game. Great effort in your work. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mohammed. I have to mute that for a second. They are going crazy with their techno right now on here. It's so hard to like hear myself at all. It's man. Their techno is getting out of control, that channel. I'm glad I have it muted. If I unmuted it, it's like so loud over there. What do you think will be at Nintendo's E3 presentation? I think there's gonna be quite a bit of stuff there. To be honest. But they have to talk about their online service. That's the thing I really want to know about, is this online service that they keep talking about, saying it's worth the wait. I think that's the biggest announcement they can really have, is that their online service has everything people want, you know? Especially if they do something with, say, in this case, they do something with that, like the library of games. That'll be cool. Because we still don't have anything about Virtual Console, which is madness, considering the Switch is like the dream platform for Virtual Console, because it can play GameCube games on the go. How ridiculous is that? You could have a handheld that can play in this case GameCube games. The only issue is those Joy-Con, but if they have Joy-Con controllers that are specifically set up for the GameCube, people will buy them, right? Like analog controllers, people will buy them. So retro, yeah, I think Retro's game is gonna actually come out this fall. I think it's almost ready, and I think that's gonna be one of the big things at E3 that they're gonna show. I think it's gonna come up, and I think they're gonna flash Retro Studios on screen ahead of time, and people are gonna lose their mind. So that's kind of where I am on that one, and I think that'll fall in sometime this fall. That might even be the December release. The December release could be Retro's game in this case. Or Pokemon is December and Retro's game is November. Oh, thank you, Johnny Cortez. Love listening to my views on games. I appreciate you watching. That's the most important part, so I appreciate that. Fire Emblem by Retro. Wow, that would be something. I would love to see them take a shot at like a horror game like Eternal Darkness. That would be cool if that IP came back for that. I know people always say that, but that would be cool. That would be really neat. See them take a shot at it. Raven Blade. Oh yeah, forgot about that. We saw that on who is it? THQ Nordic's sheet. I figure Pokemon has to be November, but I mean, honestly, nothing Nintendo has done so far with the Switch really matches up with what they've done before. I think it's because their management's different now, and I think there's a younger development team and audience, or younger staff at this point. I think they're kind of letting the younger staff really start to do stuff and take control. So I can't. I sent some money, but it must have went through. Here's more. Love everything you do. Heat hum. Oh, did it not show up? I missed it. Heat hum 730. Thank you though. I appreciate it. And Virtual Boy 2 calling it. Yeah, no, we don't need the Virtual Boy 2. Although there are rumors that there is a lot of VR research going on from what I've seen online. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know what they could do with VR. There's no point in getting into it now. It's still so young. I mean, we just saw the HTC Vive Pro get announced, and that thing's $800. And I don't know. we'll see how good that actually is. I know you need basically like $3,000 invested to have a good experience nowadays with how much video cards are. How do you keep full-time YouTubing sustainable? Work hard, network, and have fun with it. That's the best way. That's the best advice I can give you. That's the best advice I can give you, really. Try to build a brand rather than just a channel. That's some other good advice I had given to me early on. Don't necessarily build a channel, but build a brand. Notion and Multimedia, I have messaged them, emailed them, and pleaded with them. Still nothing. E3 anyone? See, I think we're all putting a lot in E3, but keep in mind, Nintendo does like half an hour to 40 minutes generally of E3 announcements, and then they do Treehouse for like 3 hours. Last year, do you guys remember last year? I think Evan and I streamed Treehouse the whole time, and that was like a 4-hour stream. It was interesting because they had all of Mario to show off, and then they showed off Fire Emblem, and then they announced what was it, Metroid Samus Returns. What was your job before YouTube? I actually, before YouTube, I owned and ran a video game store, and I did IT and tech work with computers and game consoles, actually. So I actually repaired a lot of stuff. I repaired phones, iPads, Samsung phones, PS4s, Xbox Ones, Wii U's, 3DS's. He does everything. I repaired everything. So Nintendo's Indie announcements are already over. We're going to Tiny Build game. Tiny Build is starting, as you can see here, in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm going to be playing Sea of Thieves, yeah. I was trying to link up with Sean, RGT85, and Max, Dreamcast guy, and Evan, and we might actually do a full like video, like where we all sail on a ship and everything. I thought it'd be really fun to try that. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of them and do that. Angry Joe's new Street Fighter board. I haven't seen that now. Yeah, repair with the hammer. No, I very infrequently used the hammer on a lot of that stuff because it was customer stuff. So you gotta be careful, you know. You gotta be careful. Elvis says, "Keep the great content coming. Look forward to Spawn Wave hitting 100,000 subs. Well deserved. Thank you. I'm hoping to be there sometime in April or towards the end of April. So we'll see what happens there." Countdown is for Tiny Build. They are doing their own little Switch. These are supposed to be all Switch games. Apparently the last one went really well for them, even though there were some technical difficulties. In terms of, I guess, viewership, it went really well. I guess we can turn the sound back on. I don't think they're going to hit us with a bunch of YouTubers screaming in my ear again. Got about a minute left here. I'll turn the volume back up so we can hear people talking as well. Yeah, the video I did about roaches. So many a lot of systems would come in. I don't want to say every one or anything, but I'd say 1 out of every 30. Yeah, maybe not that many. Maybe like 1 out of every 50 systems. I always do hundreds of systems in a month. Would have roaches in them, and that was terrible. This is the way it goes. Like, it's just, if it's in certain apartment complexes and stuff that were near us, that were sometimes lower income, but they would always have like roaches and stuff in them, and that's just because the upkeep of those type of apartments that are lower rent, they don't do as much to it. So that's what happens. Yeah, you're telling me. Once we see it, we had to take it outside and put it in a trash bag and just give it right back to the customer because we weren't playing with that. I'm not getting roaches in my store or at my house. That's not happening. I would lose my mind. I would be paying a lot of money. Yeah, the current Switch, the X1, has 25 gigabytes per second bandwidth for memory, but the X2 can double that. Let me turn this up.
Hello and welcome to Tiny Build's second Hello Switch event.
Oh man, he's already
Since the first one aired a few weeks ago, we relaunched the Final Station and Cluster Truck on
That's
Nintendo
not me clipping,
Switch.
he's clipping.
Today,
So.
I'm super excited to announce a brand new game coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch this May. Check out Garage. Let's roll the reveal trailer.
We saw this, yeah, Garage. I'll turn it down a little bit. That's not just me, right? Their sound is super loud. Yeah, their sound was really loud. That's not just me, right? I turned it down. I had to turn down the stream audio. That was so loud.
Garage is a bloody top-down shooter inspired by VHS-era B-movies. It's a debut game by the studio Zombie Dynamics, based in St. Petersburg.
I gotta like play around
You
with this
play
audio
as
to
an
keep
ex-drug
blasting that
dealer
music.
named Butch, who single-handedly slays hordes of mutants and undead, all while fighting the military. Events take place in an underground parking lot that leads Butch to a hidden and obscure underworld. Combat is divided between fighting the undead, mutants, and the military. Each enemy type needs its own approach and will test your skills.
It's actually pretty
As you
easy to
journey
control
into
that
the
if you have the right
underworld,
camera.
you find new weapons and use them to survive. Bullets are scarce, and melee is
Like
always an option.
my camera actually has a threshold, so I can tell it not to go above a certain amount, and that's why I don't clip in any of my videos. I don't have to play around with the sound as much.
Garage isn't just a top-down shooter, it allows players to experiment and do things like rising vehicles or playing soccer with zombie heads.
Yeah, they like kind of the top. Tiny Build really likes the top-down games. They are very
Gameplay
creative, though. I'll give
consists
them
of a
that.
unique combination of survival, ammo management, shoot 'em up, and racing. Levels are filled with secrets and challenges for players to find. And let's not forget boss fights. They will test your skills.
Yeah, this is Switch. All the games they're showing here are all Switch, apparently.
Save the date. Garage is coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch on May 10.
Who's controlling the sound? Seriously, let's turn it down. On Bloodstained
For a hands-on demo, stop by our obscenely orange booth at PAX East 2018.
Apparently, I saw Liam say there's gonna be a lot of news today about something.
Before we wrap up, let's take a look at some live gameplay. Here it is.
Okay. This is what this game's gonna play as. Another top-down. Hyper-violent. Yeah, that's what they said in the direct and stuff. They couldn't show us. They don't have any problem showing us here, though, obviously. A lot of people like the top-down stuff. I don't mind it. Like, what you call it they released? Mr. Shifty is top-down, and that was a fun game. It's still really loud. I'm trying to play with the sliders as they play with their sliders. I mean, I'm turning it down on their end. Their stuff is just so loud. That's really funny because I'm like all the way up and I see their slider just like jumping way higher than it should be. I just turned it down. I don't know. I'll have to play around with their volume, I guess. Oh, there's our Potter in the chat with $2. Thanks, man. That's so Hotline Miami. I know, right? It looks like Hotline Miami. That's our timestamp guy there.
Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
Alex.
Was that all they were showing? I'm confused. Is that all they wanted to show? All right. That was it. Okay, so they just showed that. I thought they were like advertising it as like it being a lot more than just that. That's weird. That's weird. I thought they were gonna show more than that. I guess that was it. Yeah. Okay, I guess that was all they were showing. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. Okay. He dropped it. Yeah, I don't know why I don't know. This was an interesting run. I don't really know what the deal was with that whole thing. Interesting though. Interesting. We kind of talked a bit about the Nindies event. They had Messenger, which looked really cool. Luminous caught my eye too. That's a good one to bring over to the Switch. I think it works really well with that screen. But it was yeah, they had, I think the countdown was, I think they started that like half an hour ahead of time. And they just showed Garage basically, which was what they showed at the Direct. I guess they just wanted to show it more since they didn't show a lot of it at the Nintendo Direct. But yeah, that's about it. That seems to be our presentations. So I don't really know what the point of that one was. Hollow Knight update is later on this week. Keep an eye on their Twitter. It seems like that's where they're going to show it. Metroid Prime 4. I think Metroid Prime 4 will be a 60 frames per second game. The visuals are the thing that I'm very curious about seeing. Messenger is like a Ninja Gaiden 2D game, like one of from the older ones, but you gain new abilities and stuff, and it actually has a jump where you can actually jump from 8-bit to 16-bit visuals, and you're actually jumping, according to them, from the past to the future. That's one of the mechanics, is you jump from 8-bit to 16-bit, and slowly jumping from the past to the future to solve certain puzzles. So that looked really cool. Yeah, it did show more of the game. It does look kind of like Hotline Miami, as R. Potter said. So I don't know what to tell you. that was their stream. But overall, there are a bunch more indie games, I guess, that they call them Nindies. Indie games there. So it was pretty cool to see all of that. And we'll have to see what other announcements show up from some other companies off stream. Hyper Light Drifter should come. I think that should come too. Yeah, that's one that should be there. But there we go, guys. I guess that's the entirety of it. I'll cover the Indies announcement in Newswave tomorrow. So if you missed it, don't worry, I'll cover it. Thanks everyone for stopping by for the stream. It was a lot of fun. Everything went well. Things seemed to go off without a hitch, so no streaming issues this time. So it was fun. And thanks everyone for watching. Newswave was up this morning if you missed it. We talked about some stuff. Then I had a video yesterday about the 8 gigabytes of RAM that was rumored in the firmware. So make sure you check all that. It's starting to snow kind of hard here, so that'll be fun. Schools will probably be closed. But another snow day, I guess. So thanks, guys, for stopping by. Thanks to everyone who donated. It does help. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys. Maybe, I don't know, I'm going to see what I can do with the guys about Sea of Thieves, and maybe I can put something up later on today where all of us try to sail on a ship. And I'm sure that'll go over very well. So, but thanks, guys, for stopping by. And I'll see you guys definitely tomorrow morning, but maybe tonight as well. We'll see. I'll see you guys then.